Okay, guys, I know you guys can see that title. We're going to get straight to it. Now, it's so important when it comes to your child taking that time out of their day, at least for anywhere between 15 to 30, maybe 45 minutes of reading. Now, the longer it go, of course, you want to be there to kind of break it up and read with them. But it's so important that they learn how to read. One reason why, before I just get into why I'm telling you guys this, is because every other subject in school, whether it's English, language arts, science, social studies, your child has to read. It is a must that they know how to read. Now, there's so many different ways that you can teach your child how to read if it is coming down to homeschooling. Now, I'll put some of those resources. I'll put a link below in the comment section. I'll pin it so you guys can click on it and go straight to that page. But it is so important that you teach your child how to read because you want to make sure that when they go through their lives, it's not hard just because they don't know how to read. You don't want them feeling left out because they don't know how to read. It's so many things that can happen just in life with your child not knowing how to read and trying to keep it away from people. And as they get older in middle school and high school, they're going to shy away a little bit more away from people just because they don't know how to read. Because i have I have had people around me that was like that. And a lot of people won't let you know, the older that they get, they won't let you know that they can't read because everyone around them seems like, you know, they're going at a good little pace, they're doing things a certain way. And you may have that friend in your life now that can't spell, that can't read that well, and you wonder why they shortcut words or shortcut things all the time. And you may just think it's because it's something that they do, but they may just not know how to read. I mean, not knowing how to read either even goes farther into being an adult, getting a job, not being able to function, things like that. Now, the reason why I brought this up is one of the main reasons why I chose to do homeschooling with my son 5 years ago. This is not something that I started doing during the pandemic. It's something that I started doing way before that. My son was going on to sixth grade, and here in my county, it's just everything was all over the place. Kids was not learning the way that they should, and somehow my son made it through his elementary school time, and I just knew that that was it. I didn't want him falling behind any further. Now, I would say about a month or two ago, here in my county, it was literally every second grader, and they said that every second grader was not up to their reading standard. So basically, what they did, they retained every last second grader and they made them go to a reading camp. And the second graders had to at least um, pass 90% of that reading camp just to be able to make it to the third grade. Now, for one, it could be a good thing, but for two, you mean to tell me you're gonna take what they should have been known over the last 2 years and you're gonna push everything into a summer, and just because they can say some things, can do some things, that you're just gonna pass them on to the third grade? To each his own. I feel like the reason why I started homeschooling it's because I wanted more and I wanted better for my son. And my daughter came along and I started homeschooling her when she was in kindergarten. I know a lot of people don't have the time to do certain things. And when it comes to homeschooling, whether you are homeschooling or not, make sure your child is reading up to par. If they are not, try to sit down, find out what makes them stick around when you start reading. If you have to read the same book over to them over and over, and you point out what each letter and each word is, that's what you do. You make sure they know their alphabet, how to sound out each letter, and you get them to reading. You break things down in syllables and you can phonetically spell things. Please, whether you are homeschooling or not, don't let your child fall behind in reading just because you feel like it's just one of those things. Because I can promise you, we all know that one adult would had somebody in our lives that never could spell things the right way, that stumbled over words. And I even do that now. I stumble over some of my words. I don't like reading too much now, but if I find something I like, I would sit down for hours and read. Make sure your child reads at least 15 minutes a day. And if you don't want to do it Monday through Friday, you can do it Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You can do it 3 days out of the week, 2 days out of the week. Make sure it's at least 2 to 3 times a week. Don't fail your child. Help your child out. Reading is fundamental.